Welcome to the Bucket List Buster Travel Show. Your Bucket List Buster Travel Show helps you make your bucket list dreams come true. Host Karen Duncan spent decades running the travel business. She, along with other industry experts, share their knowledge, travel stories, and wisdom about how to travel, where to travel, and how to have a stress-free adventure. Tune in, give yourself permission to focus on yourself, create lifelong memories with families and friends, and finally learn to relax, rejuvenate, and reconnect. And here's the host of your show, Karen Duncan.
Aloha, buenos dias, ni hao, yahate, bula, guten tag, bonjour, jumbo, boa tarde, everything's Irie, and good afternoon. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome, my friends out there in travel land. I hope you're having a fantastic day today. It is the beginning of spring for some, beginning of fall for others, depending on where you are in the world. Thank you all for listening to your Bucket List Buster. I'm Karen Duncan, your host. And I want to say hello to my fellow listeners out there in the world. We've got people listening from the United States, from Canada, Germany, Panama, UK, Mexico, Sweden, Hungary, Indonesia, and Australia. I am super excited for you folks that are listening to me from all over the world. It doesn't get any more exciting for a podcast host than to know that people are actually living and listening and experiencing your content that you're so passionate about. And I'm passionate about travel. Just in case you don't know me, I've been in the travel industry for over 24 years. We own Peaks Cruises and Tours, my husband Mitchell and I. And I've taught travel and tourism at a local community college in Austin, Texas area. I've got all kinds of certifications and acknowledgments throughout the industry with lots of the travel suppliers out there, the cruise lines, the tour companies. And I provide this show so that you can learn more about how to make a decision for your vacation, staying abreast of travel news so that you know when things are going on, what's safe, what's not, where you should go, where you should not go, why. And just to keep you abreast of things that I think are important for folks to make decisions about what they want to do. Plus, I am currently an expat. I live in Panama. I live in San Carlos, Panama, to be exact. And there are lots of folks that are asking questions about what it's like to be an expat. And why would people do that? And how scary is it? So this show is to not only help you take a vacation, but determine whether or not being an expat is in the cards for you in the future. So I have interviews with folks, new friends that we've met here and people that have moved on, and they'll be talking about what it's like to live abroad, not just travel there, but to actually live there. So hello, Mexico City. Hello, Seattle, Washington, Stockholm, Sweden, Marietta, Georgia, Vancouver and Toronto, Canada, Panama City. You know I love you out there. So let's talk about today's thought for the week. I don't have a question for the week. I've been doing questions for the week. But I'm planning a big trip. It's a cruise. So today is all about cruising. We're going to have lots of information about cruising, best cruises for non-cruisers, things not to do on sea days, how to help with seasickness, what's happening with Carnival Cruise Lines and the Antiguan government, celebrities that are getting on board cruises, new tools for finding cheap air around the world. That's a really good one. I've got some announcements about the red light district in Amsterdam. Of course, we've got our friends over at the Wireless Traveler, plus my new favorite travel app. I'm going to talk about today. So let's talk about this cruise I got coming up. So I'm going to do my first trans-Pacific repositioning cruise. And we're going from Tokyo to a stop in Russia. Then we're going to do the southbound interior of Alaska and end up in Vancouver. And I'm super excited about this. It'll be my longest cruise thus far, 15 or 16 days, depending on how you look at it, because we crossed the international date line. But I'm looking forward to spending some time with my son, who works on the ship. I'm also looking forward to just chilling on a cruise for that many days. And one of the things we'll talk about later on in the show is the things that you can do on those sea days. A lot of people don't like the repositioning cruises because if you're coming from Europe to the United States especially, you could spend as many as 7 days at sea. So people think that they're going to be bored. But let me tell you, these cruise lines have really stepped up their game in terms of entertainment. You've also got to watch out for the amount of money you spend on a ship when you're at sea those many days. But, you can decide whether you spend more when you're at port or do you spend more when you're at sea. I kind of just like the fact that I can chill. Not that I don't chill regularly, but really chill, doing something new, meeting some new people while I'm at sea. So I'm looking forward to that. Not to mention, I've never been to Asia. So this is my first experience with Asia. I've always wanted to do Japan. And so I'm really excited about being able to go to Tokyo and eating the food. That's huge for me. I really like to try different foods. I want to take a cooking class. I'm hoping we'll be there a few days early, so I'm hoping to get to one of the Zen Buddhist temples. I'm also looking forward to maybe even seeing the gardens. And there's just so much to do and see. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm going to run out of time. But I'm really looking forward to that. Now, Russia is not a place that's ever been on my bucket list. Can't tell you why or why not. It's just not something that I've thought about. So this is going to be a really interesting experience. And that is the one country in the whole trip that we're going to take where if you're not going to take an excursion sanctioned by the cruise line, you have to have a visa to get off the ship. So that one we will probably do an organized cruise excursion, which we've never done before because we kind of wing it when we go on trips like this. But, for us to be able to see Russia, that's what we have to do. So there's no point in going if we're not going to at least go take a look at the history and the architecture of this particular destination. And then, of course, Alaska is on a lot of people's bucket list, and we will talk about that, plus the fact that we've got a trip coming up. If anybody is interested in taking a trip to Alaska in September, I've got some rooms available for us to do a group. I think it'd be a lot of fun. That's at the tail end of Alaska season, and we'll kind of talk about that later on in the show as well. But I'm looking forward to that. So that's what's happening in my world right now. Give us a shout out or go to my Facebook page or Bucket List Buster on Facebook and Instagram. Let me know what you're doing this summer. I got something in my throat. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. But let me know what you're doing this summer. I'm really interested to find out what people are doing for vacations this year. Well, when I get back from my break, we are going to talk about this week's specials. I know you're wondering what's available out there. This is Karen Duncan, your Bucket List Buster, and I shall be back in a minute. Scenic Cruises is a luxury 5-star, completely all-inclusive river cruise line. At Scenic, when we say all-inclusive, that's what we mean. From airport transfers, all gratuities on and off the ship, a variety of shore excursion options, all beverages, all the time. Butler service, complimentary laundry service, e-bikes, and even the minibar in our cabins. Scenic guests won't have to worry about money at all. It's all included. Scenic ships feature more space to enjoy with less guests on board. 6 dining venues on board offer lots of choices and lively dining options. Knowledgeable staff shows you European cities and smaller gems at a leisurely pace. Voted Best River Cruise Shore Excursions by the discerning experts at Cruise Critic for 2016, Scenic's fleet of 15 ships is specially designed to cruise the Rhine, the Danube, France, Russia, Portugal, and Southeast Asia itineraries. Learn more at scenicusa.com. Welcome back to your Bucket List Buster. Karen Duncan here, your host. Having a fantastic morning. I hope you guys are as well. So this week's travel specials, they don't necessarily have to be travel specials, from Norwegian. Buy one and the second is half off price. Ocean View and Superior get 50% discount on the second guess. That's right, share freedom, share the fun, and share the savings. This unmissable new offer from Norwegian Cruise Line. Simply book your cruise in an Ocean View or higher category stateroom, and the second guest in the stateroom will pay just 50% of the cruise fare. That still means you have to pay full taxes, but it is 50% off the cruise fare. You can enjoy all the services offered by Norwegian, of course, including the selection of itineraries around the world, 16 elegant ships, the best food on the high seas, authentic world-class cuisine, more food options than the cruise days, and the freedom to dine whenever and wherever you wish. Enjoy award-winning entertainment that includes Broadway musicals, of which my son is a part of, on selected boats, and experience endless fun and enjoyable activities. So that's a really good one. So if you're looking to book a cruise, guys, right now, Norwegian is offering 50% off. Now, I have noticed that it's not 100% of their itineraries. For instance, like the repositioning that I'm doing is not included, and Alaska is not included. Some of Alaska, I can't say all of it. The Joy is included. So if you're interested, let us know. We can help you, of course, or if you just want some suggestions, you can send me an email at yourbucketlistbuster@gmail.com. There's also a $50 deposit, which is a limited time offer. You know, usually you have to pay about $250. So you can reserve a mini suite or lower category with a deposit of $50 per person on the entire fleet. Next this week is Viking River Cruise last minute special deals. Basel to Amsterdam Rhine getaway. Now, when I say last minute, that doesn't mean a week from now, but we do have some that are coming up in May and June that are considered last minute that I think are really good opportunities. And these are river cruising. We know that Viking had a little problem last week on an ocean cruise, but in terms of safety, you cannot be concerned about things happening with ships, because that's once every so often in the big scheme of things, because there are thousands and thousands of ships going out and sailing every year. But with a river cruise, you're contained on the river. You can see land the entire time, and it's a fantastic, fantastic way to see Europe. So check this out. Basel to Amsterdam, 8 days. Explore the Black Forest, visit a local workshop, see cuckoo clock making demonstrations,